My group went to Chipotle to observe the process that they use to make a burrito from start to finish. The process that we observed that day took a total of 3 minutes and 50 seconds to make the burrito from start to finish. So in the map that I used yellow sticky notes for value added and the blue sticky notes for the Muda and the Kaizen burst. So the process we observed that day went as followed. So the burrito waits for the customer to place the order, which took 10 seconds and was a value added step. The order is then placed by the customer, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. The first Kaizen burst was the tortilla is pulled out of a plastic wrapping, which took 5 seconds and was a waste, or a muda. The next step was the tortilla was moved to the steamer, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. Once it got to the steamer, the tortilla was warmed, which took 10 seconds and was a value added step. The tortilla waited for the steamer to be done, which took 10 seconds and it took 5 seconds and was a value added step. The tortilla was then inspected once it was warmed to make sure there were no rips or tears, which took 10 seconds. The tortilla was then moved to a piece of foil, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. Once it was on the foil, it was moved to the hot ingredients, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. Once it got to the hot ingredients, the first hot ingredient to be applied was the white rice, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. After the rice, the chicken was applied, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. The tortilla had to wait for all the hot ingredients to be applied, which took 10 seconds and was classified as a value added step. The tortilla was then moved down the line to the cold ingredients, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. Then the next Kaizen burst appears, which the tortilla waits for employee to be available to apply the cold ingredients, which took 10 seconds and was a muda, but also a Kaizen burst. After that, the sour cream was applied, which took 5 seconds and was a value added step. Next, the corn was applied, which was also a value added step. After that, the tortilla waits for all the cold ingredients to be applied, which took 10 seconds and was considered a value added step. The tortilla then waits the burrito is inspected, which took 10 seconds and was a value added step. The burrito was then wrapped, which took 10 seconds and it was a value added. Then the burrito had to wait to be wrapped, which took 10 seconds and was another value added step. Once the burrito was wrapped, it was moved down the line, which took 5 seconds and was value added. The burrito then waits for the sides, which was 10 seconds and value added. Then the next Kaizen burst appears, which the burrito waits for the cashier, which took 40 seconds and was a muda/waste, and a Kaizen burst. The burrito then has to wait for the payment to be processed, which took 10 seconds and was value added. Then after that, the burrito moves to a basket served to the customer, which took 10 seconds and was value added. And then the burrito was transported to the customer, which took 10 seconds and was another value added step. So the 3 Kaizen bursts that we determined took a total of 55 seconds, and the value added steps took 2 minutes and 55 seconds. The problems that we identified were that the tortilla shell, every single time a burrito was made, had to be pulled out of a plastic wrapping every time a burrito was made, which is not very efficient in my opinion, because every single time you're dealing with the wrapping, there's a more efficient way to do that. The second problem that we identified is the burrito has to wait for an employee to be available to apply the cold ingredients, which that typically when I go there, it's not like that, but this certain time it was. The third problem that we identified is the burrito has to wait for the cashier to get back to the register. So what is happening now and what needs to happen? What is happening now is the tortilla has to be pulled out of a plastic wrapping every single time burrito's made. There is definitely a way more efficient way to complete this task. The next thing that is happening now is the customer has to wait for an employee to be available to add the cold ingredients, which is irritating because that's not usually how it goes. And then the last thing that is happening now is the customer is waiting on the cashier to ring them up because that employee is also adding the cold ingredients. So what needs to happen now? For the tortilla wrapped in plastic, I would say that having a container that can be easily accessed by the employees, which just is easy lift, grab, and go, would be more efficient. And I mean, it's not a lot of time it's wasting, but if you add up all the people that come and order burritos, I'm sure it's more than just the 3 seconds that we have stated that it will, or 2 or 3 seconds that it will save. And then for the waiting for the employee to add cold ingredients, we said that you could have an employee designated to just adding cold ingredients, which in the past, when I went there, it was like that. This time, they did not have that many people there, which it could be a reason of the coronavirus, because we did go there the weekend before this big dilemma. Then another employee designated to just ring up customer's order. The customer then would not have to wait. Like I said, this could all be because of the coronavirus and trying to limit how many people are in the vicinity at times. So the facts indicating that there is a problem. Every single time a burrito is made, each customer has to wait 5+ seconds for the tortilla to be pulled out of a plastic wrapping. So to solve this problem, I would say a container with a lid, making it just an easy pull open, grab it, start making the burrito. It would reduce the time to 3 seconds, so you're saving 2 seconds every customer. It's not a lot, but it's more efficient. And the shells would stay more fresh because they are closed in a container versus being exposed to air because the plastic doesn't cover all of the shells at all times. Next thing is the cold ingredient employee was working 2 stations, so that person was doing the cold ingredients and the cashier. So when we went, she did our burrito, or we watched her do the burrito, and then we watched her go back to the person that ordered after us and add their cold ingredients before even coming up and ringing us up, or ringing the person that ordered the burrito up. So the next one was waiting on cashier to get done adding the cold ingredients. Not waiting on the cashier would reduce the overall time by 40 seconds, and for the one before, it would reduce the time by 10 seconds. So if all the Muda steps were eliminated, we could reduce the overall time by 52 seconds, which is almost a minute, which is kind of amazing. The final time with no Muda would be 2 minutes and 57 seconds to make a burrito, which 52 seconds doesn't sound like a lot. In cases, I'm sure it takes there's more than 52 seconds of waste, but if they just eliminated what we mentioned, it could save them like 30 minutes if they have 30 customers a day. So